Hello, this is Manesh Patel from the EII Capital Group. Today's presentation is going to be on how to use the Forex tester application for back testing. So we're going to go through some details with the Forex tester from the very beginning to the end on how to place orders and so forth for back testing mode. Okay, it's the very first thing. If you haven't downloaded it at all, you could go here and download it and purchase the user license. If you have not done so already, you can purchase this at a lower cost through EII Capital. If you just go to forextester.com/partners/EII-capital.html, it's a one-time license of $135 compared to $150, and this basically will give you all 10 years of historical data for all the major currency pairs. Okay, and the way you'll do it is basically click on here, download Forex Tester. It'll download the application, and then you'll have it, and then you could go in and register, and we'll talk about registration in just a second too. Okay, the other key thing is outside our video, you can go to YouTube and subscribe to this channel called TERRANISIN channel, and basically he is the guy that basically developed the Forex tester application, and there's tons of videos there on how to use the product and stuff like that outside what we're going to be covering here. So you do have access to all that resources there. If you just subscribe to his channel, you'll always get access to all that stuff. Okay, so now we're going to go to the Forex tester application. Now whenever you start it up and download it, your screens may look different from mine. Don't worry about that at all. Your icons may be a little different and so forth. Okay, the very first thing you need to do is go to help, register programs if you have not registered already. Okay, click on here and just keep on clicking next until you get to your hardware ID. And then what you need to do is cut and paste that to support at forextester.com, and they'll come back and send you the license key once you pay for everything. But they have to get this hardware ID in order to sit there and for you to purchase it. Okay, so I'm assuming now that you've registered everything. Once you've registered the product for the very first time, what you have to do is go and download the data for each of the major currency pairs. You only have to do this once. Once you do it once, you don't need to do it again. So the way to do that, and I like to do it, is go to File, okay, and go in and click on Import Historical Data. And then if you click on this, come down here, you click on this, this will take you to their website where you could go in and download their historical data. Okay, there's a couple of ways you could do this, but this is like the easiest way I like to do it. Click on here, and then what it'll do is it'll save this zip compressed file to your computer. Okay, now once that's done, remember this is a zip file. You have to sit there and open it up and uncompress it. So what I typically do is I say open when done. Okay, and it's going to save this text. When I do that, it's going to open up the file, the compressed file, and then I'm going to extract it to a location that I know that I'm going to remember. So I'm going to just come in here and go desktop. Okay, and if you notice, I already created a folder called Forex Tester Data. I'm going to click on there. Okay, and what it's going to do is I already have a file there, but you're just going to save that there. Okay, now that you saved the data that's not compressed, remember it's got to be uncompressed. Okay, once you save the data, now you could go into the Forex Tester application, come back to the same screen here. It says import historical data. Click on these three little dots and tell the computer exactly where your file is. Remember, I put mine in desktop, Forex Tester Data, and then I click on here, okay, and click on open. Okay, let me see, let me do that. Okay, and then you're going to click next, 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 and what it's going to do is it's going to import all the data into the application for the Euro USD. Okay, and remember from the website it told you it was to November 30th of this year, so basically it went from January 1st 2001 to November 30th of 2010. Okay, if you need to get the current data, you could always go back to that website and download this again, but basically the way we do it right now is we're just going to go through it and download it once. Okay, so you'll click next, next, next. I'm not going to do it since I've already downloaded it. Okay, now that you've done that, now you have the historical data for the historical mode. The other thing you need to do is you need to get ready for tester mode, which is back testing. So once you've downloaded the data, go down to File, okay, and you need to click on Generate Ticks and click on the file that you have. And in here, you go in and you put today's date or from way back in when and to today's date, click on Euro USD, and then click on Generate. And this will generate all the ticks for the testing mode for the back testing. Okay, I already done that, so I'm not going to do that again. So once you've done that, you're now ready to go into back testing mode. Okay, so the very first thing you're going to see here is your time frame may be different. If it is, go ahead and change that to daily right there. Okay, and then notice this says history mode. Well, everything we're going to do is basically going to be in testing mode. So we're going to click the testing mode. Okay, now hopefully I have a chart here, so I'm going to sit there and kill that chart. I'm going to kill all my charts. Okay, so this should hopefully be a blank screen. If not, go ahead and kill your charts. Okay, once you've done that, then what you need to do is go to File, Add New Chart, and then Euro USD should be there. Okay, once you've done that, go ahead and enlarge your screen, and then change your time frame to 1 day. Okay, this is the time frame that your charts are looking at. Okay, once you've done that, it should look like this now. Okay, or very similar to that. Okay, next what you need to do is click on Start Test. Okay, it's going to click on Start Test. You should say start from the very first date range, and it should say January 1st or 2nd, 2001. Make sure the pause button's clicked and click on Start. Okay, it'll show you now no data at all. Okay, the other thing is, see these little icons here? Make sure they're not enabled. Okay, because they're for strategy testing. You're not doing that right now. Okay, so I'm going to make sure everything in mine is clicked off. Okay, everything's off. Okay, now up here, this is kind of like you're like a VCR or DVD player, playback, record type of scenarios. This is your pause button. This tells you how fast you're going to go. If it's to the left, you're going to go extremely slow. If you're going to your right, you're going to go fast. So let me explain. So if you unpause it, look how fast it's going. Let's slow it down. You see how slower it went? Okay, so we're going to pause it. Okay, now this should say day. If not, you need to change that to day. This tells you what bars you're going to be incrementing in. I want to move forward 1 bar at a time, 1 daily bar at a time, since we're looking at a daily chart. You could sit there and have this thing move every 30 minutes on a daily time frame too, but it'll go very, very slow. Or you could make it move every tick. Since we're dealing with daily time frame, we're going to keep everything on a day. Okay, then what you're going to do is, you see these little icons here? This steps back 1 day, 1 bar. This moves forward 1 bar. So you see how you could do that? Okay, pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, and you could play around with all the other videos and so forth. This moves single ticks, but we're going to concentrate here. Now, notice the Ichimoku indicator is not on the screen. We need to add that. Okay, so all you're going to do is come down here to any blank area here, right mouse click it, add indicator, and click on Ichimoku. Okay, now in here, your colors may be different. This is what I've set mine to be. Okay, so you have this on the video recording, so you can go in and set your colors that way, dashes and so forth. And if you click on OK, it'll start showing you the Ichimoku indicator. Now notice, remember, you need X number of bars in order to form the indicator. And you could tell there's not many bars right now. So we're going to let this go a little. Let's speed this up. And that way you have all the Ichimoku values and the indicators and so forth and looking good. Okay, so now you have everything on the screen there. Okay, now you can go in and change the candlesticks and the grid and stuff. If you come and right mouse click here in this, and then you go to chart properties, you could go in and change your candlestick options there. You could go to chart options and say I don't want to show my grid at all, and you could tweak this application to whichever way your liking is. Okay, so we've done that now. Now let me show you how you place orders in here, simulated orders and so forth. Okay, notice at the bottom we have a couple of tabs: open, pending, account history, and journal. Okay, so we're going to keep it on account history. Okay, the other thing over here is, look, now you notice it gives you currency, tick data, statistics, and script. Okay, let's just keep it to the statistics. Okay, and if you scroll up, if you come down here in video in view, you could kind of show market info too, or you could get rid of the market info tab, or you could also say show data window. Okay, now I like to show data window. Reason why is if I put my mouse over here to, if you look to your left, it'll give you the Cajunson tickets and values, the open, high, low, close prices, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so let's say you want to place a sell stop order down here. So if you breaks this pivot here, you're going to enter a trade. What you're going to do is come down here, right mouse click there, and no sell stop is there going to be there. So I'm just going to keep the values there. You could put a stop order in there if you want, but I'm going to show you a different way to do that. Let's just say we're going to place the order right now. Okay, so there it is. Now the way you could see it, if you go to the pending tab, it's written right here. Okay, now let's say I want to place a stop above the Cajunson. If I put my mouse over here and look to my left, my Cajunson value is 0.9145. Okay, so I'm going to place my stop 40 pips higher, so it'll be 91.85. So all I have to do is go to my pending orders, double click here, which is the SL, and I'm going to put in a value here, 91.85. Close my stop, put modify, and there you go. You could also go in and change your entry price here, since it's a stop order, and say, okay, you know what, I want it 96, I want it a little higher. So I'm going to place it there. So that's your placement right there. Okay, so now you have your order there. And what you could do, and remember, you could even place a target order. Okay, we don't, but this is your entry, your stop, and your profit target order here. Okay, so we're going to keep everything the way it is right now, and we're going to move forward. So now what you do is you're simulating back testing, so you're just going to move one bar at a time, and look, it's at sell. As soon as you do that, sell, it goes from pending orders to open positions. Once it's in open positions, you now could double click like you did before, and you could change the stop. So now let's say I want to change the stop to 91.45. Just go in, modify, boom, I'm done. Okay, so you could literally sit there and simulate what you would do on a daily time frame every day. So I could sit there and move forward. I could sit there and say, okay, you know what, when that Cajunson value moves, I'm going to change my stop. So I'm going to change my stop now again. Okay, so I just keep on doing this, and what happens is you could keep on adjusting that stop until you get stopped out. Now we're going to simulate getting stopped out in a minute. Just not going to move the Cajunson, but let's just keep it where it's at, and let's just see what happens. Sorry, we're going to keep the stop where it's at. Okay, let's move the stop now to $90. Modify there, and let's keep on moving forward. Okay, let's keep on changing our stop now. Not doing a too good job of getting stopped out in this trade. Let's just show you exactly what would happen. Okay, so let's go there. We're just moving forward. Okay, one day at a time till we get stopped out. Let's change our stop again. Okay, hopefully that will do it. Now we get stopped out. Okay, now once we get stopped out, the trade now goes to account history, and you can look at all the statistics there, and everything's there for you, so you can record this. Okay, so you have everything there, and it shows you exactly how to backtest everything. Unfortunately, since we're backtesting, there's no way to put alerts. So the way I do alerts is I just put bars here on the bullish side and then the bearish side, and now whenever price hits that, then I know that one of my alerts would have been triggered. But there's no way in historical backtesting you could sit there and do alerts. Okay, so that's it. So you could go for and pretty much backtest and move forward one day at a time for the last 10 years and backtest any of the major pairs. In this example, we did the Euro USD, but doesn't mean you're limited down to that. Okay. If you have any questions, you can email us at info@eiicapital.com. Have a good luck backtesting.